Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, and welcome back to Bariatrics and Beyond, the podcast where we talk about life before, during, and beyond bariatric surgery. So grab yourself a drink and a healthy snack, sit back, relax, because on today's episode, we have one of the co-founders that you guys may not have met before, and I've been trying to get her on this podcast since it started, but she's finally said yes, so I'm taking her up on the offer. We have Janese Pitcher. How are you, Janese?
Hi, guys.
And we have Pixie Sticks. Hey, Pixie Sticks.
Oh, there she is. I think she's looking, yeah.
She's just the cutest. So for people who haven't seen your beautiful face around before, you're always in the group, but, we don't really do many video interviews with you. So can you introduce yourself and let us know a little bit about Janese?
Well, I had surgery in 2012 with the other company, Elias Ortiz. Mm-hmm. I actually live in Southern California, so going to Mexico is not a big deal. But I don't know what else to say about it. I went years and years ago, so
no, but that's fine. Okay, but so you live now in Southern California?
Yeah, I was born and raised in Southern California, so I grew up going to Mexico, cool. Since I was 16, I think.
Right.
So when I told my family I'm going to Mexico, they're like, yeah. Okay. When I had insurance at the time, and everybody's like, why aren't you using your insurance? And I said, well, because I want to go to Mexico. I trust them more.
Yeah.
So I ended up going. My dad went with me. And then when my friends came after, but we had a different surgeon at the time. Mm-hmm. And after that, I started working for the company.
So
I don't know what else you want to know about my life before the company, because
you got a cute dog in your hand, and I know that you're a dog lover, so you can let us know about your dogs, because everyone loves dogs, right?
Well, this is Pixie, mm-hmm. and I have two others of this breed. She's a Japanese Chin. Mm-hmm. They're down walking around the house. And then I have a Maltese Poodle as well, so they keep me very busy.
Very busy. You love your dogs.
Well, I've worked from home since 2012. I was a nanny before.
Oh, cool.
For 15 years. Yeah. So I've worked from home since I've had them, which is perfect because they go crazy when I leave the house. But yes, I was a nanny before. And then and that's the reason why I got the surgery, was because one of the days I was on the floor. And I had two boys at the time who I adore. They're in college now.
Oh, nice.
And I was so overweight, they had to pick me up by my arms to pick me up.
Oh.
And I thought, if I'm going to do this for the rest of my life, I need to get a hold of this weight, because I had lost 100 pounds 3 other times.
Right.
But kept gaining it back every time.
Mm-hmm. So what was your heaviest, Janese?
235.
Mm-hmm. And you're pretty short too, aren't you?
I'm 5'5", but I'm round like an apple. So I was but I didn't care about how I looked per se. I was in a long-term relationship. My kids. I was in a career that I had love all around me all the time.
Yep.
So it didn't have to do with how I looked. Mm-hmm. It was how I felt.
Yes, 100%.
And I just could not be heavy and be running after boys, in the park.
Right. So, and can I tell you, I feel like that's where the long-term success comes in, is when you do things for the aesthetics of it like that. I think that's really short lasting. But when you're okay, you never want to feel like this again, that's when it actually becomes I'm never feeling like 100%. This again. And you're never going backwards. Because you said, you lost 100 pounds 3 times over, right? So, I've been in the same boat. So were you always heavier as a child, or
no.
How did the weight creep up?
When I went into the Air Force, I weighed 102.
I didn't know you were in the Air Force.
Yes, I was in the Air Force.
102 is tiny, Janese.
No, but I'm from California.
True.
I'm actually from Huntington Beach.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Yeah, we weighed 102. And then normally I weighed about 135 after I got out of basic training. And then I stayed there for a long time.
Right. What did you do in the Air Force?
I worked in accounting and finance. The weirdest thing, but yeah.
Wow, that is so cool.
I'm terrible at math, but that was that's what all the jobs they were going to give me were male-dominated jobs. Because remember, this was in 78. And we only had one barracks of women. Right. I was stationed in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. I moved from California to another beach. Right. And I didn't want to work on the flight crew. I didn't want to work on the runway. I didn't want to be a mechanic, So when this job came up, it was like the 10th job or something they offered me. And I finally took it.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's so interesting. And then so you just started to gain weight after
I got pregnant. I got pregnant at 80. Okay. And I went up to 200 pounds because I love to eat. And that started it.
Okay.
I'd never been overweight in my life. And and then it was just a struggle from then on.
Right.
I've done keto I've done Atkins since way back then in the 80s. And I've done FinFan and I've done everything.
Yeah.
It doesn't work. That's not a long-term solution.
Not long-term. Like it's just another yo-yo or another Band-Aid. And then when you stop doing it, you gain it all back and so on and so forth. So
it's awful.
When did you find out about bariatric surgery?
Well, actually, I went to the doctor to see if I could get the Phobie pouch back in the day, right?
Wow.
And so they had said, that let's take. I was taking a medication called Paxil. I don't know if you want to keep this in there, but anyway, I gained 100 pounds on that, and so. When I went to the doctor, I was no longer depressed. I was happy, and Paxil worked really well. But when I went to the doctor, he said, well, let's take you off Paxil and see if you lose weight. Well, yeah, I lost 25 pounds in the first month.
Wow.
And then I went on to lose it again and then gained it all back again.
Yeah. So bariatric surgery is definitely, it's a different beast. It's definitely more of it's very physical, but it's also very mental as well. And especially if you have hit that rock bottom or the place where you never want to go back to, it's like,
I think working for the company helped me keep the weight off because 100%. I wanted to be an example that it worked.
Exactly.
And now it's just kind of my lifestyle. So.
Right. So speaking of working for the company, let's get into that because you went from you met Dr. Ortiz early in his career, didn't you? So tell us that story.
He was a baby.
Right?
He was like, I met him right out of Guadalajara where they go to school.
Wow.
And we used to all hang out together back in the day, right? And he was just this young kid, my son's age, right? And so he came with another surgeon. That surgeon left him with us. And I'm thinking, oh my God. How I'm going to go broke. How am I going to sell this guy?
Because you were a coordinator, right?
Right. And I was the only coordinator.
Oh, wow.
Because Sandy, now, mind you, Michelle and Sonia came quickly after that when we got Ortiz, right? But in the beginning, it was me, this other girl that didn't work very long with us. And then, and I actually had an apartment there and everything. But
in Tijuana.
Yeah, no, it was. Yeah, in Tijuana.
Cool.
But yeah, it's so cute because he was just so young. But I remember asking him and Sandy, how many surgeries do we need, financially for the company and all of that. And Dr. Ortiz, I'll never in my life forget this. He says to me, if I get 50 surgeries a month, I'll be a happy guy.
Right.
50. So we got that very quickly, and then we went to 100. We thought we were hot shit, doing 100. Me and Sonia.
So you were one of the first, very, very first coordinator.
I was his first coordinator, until we hired Sonia, and then Sonia helped me, and then me and Sonia were so busy, we hired Michelle, who's the cousin of the owner. We hired her to do the paperwork because we were just too busy.
Right.
So Sonia started to help me with paperwork. Then she got so busy, she quit her other job, and then came on, and then Michelle came on at the same time.
That is so cool. And then you've just seen it just grow and amplify into what it is today. But, we had Michelle on the podcast a few weeks back. And so she explained how EOC was formed. And that was, because of, if you want to explain
the passing of Sandy.
Right. Exactly.
Well, all of us worked with Sandy. And, we were much smaller. I don't think she ever wanted to scale really big because,
Right.
it's a lot of risk, right?
Yeah.
And so when she passed away, we had surgeries to do,
Mm-hmm.
but there was no plan. Like in my trust is a plan for my part, right? When I go.
Yep.
And so everybody, Michelle and Ortiz know what the plan is. Because, I am older than everybody except for Malagon, Dr. Malagon. And I always tease him, you're the only person older than me in the company.
He's the anesthesiologist, right?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. He's him and Mary and Oscar, and then one other person. They've been with us since the beginning.
Very nice.
Yeah.
Very nice.
So they're such an amazing team, and for them to all be be together this many years. I mean, other doctors have come and gone.
Yep.
But yeah, his team has stayed together.
I love that. I love that.
I do too.
And so EOC kind of became a thing because, like you said, there was no...
We didn't know what to do.
Yeah, there was no plan. There was no, like, leaving the business to this, that, or this is what's going to happen when I go, because no one, sometimes you don't really think about that stuff. But you guys, Dr. Ortiz and Michelle were like, well, the show must go on.
Yeah. Well, Dr. Ortiz, because, we were all devastated, right, when it happened, because we knew she was kind of sick, but we didn't know that much. And so when this happened, we were terribly upset. And Ortiz called me and said, we could just open a company, and I'm like, what? Me, Michelle, and him. And I'm like, well, I don't know how to run a company, but I think Michelle does.
Right. You're like,
I do not.
Yeah. But it's a perfect, I was going to say pairing, but it's a perfect,
triangle.
Triangle. Thank you. Because the other word that was about to come out was not the appropriate word. But it's a perfect triangle because the sales side of it, the coordination side of it. Michelle knows the business side. Dr. Ortiz knows the surgery side. So it is a very perfect relationship, to form such a successful...
it was amazing. So we worked everything out, and we had to get the logo together and name it and have a mission statement and all those kinds of things. And we all met at my house.
Hey,
and
Janese,
then we drove to Dr.
Can you talk us through the logo? Do we have a logo we can flash up? We'll flash up a logo because a lot of people don't know, and I actually didn't know for the longest time.
Yeah.
But can you talk us through what we're going to bring it up now?
Michelle actually found that somewhere. Well, she sent me I think she sent me quite a few, different things. We knew we wanted the blue color because we really like the blue color. Yeah. So if you look at it, there's two females, but behind Dr. Ortiz, right? And I told Michelle when we got this one, as long as I'm not the chip with the ponytail, because I had to wear a ponytail through my waitressing career, through my nanny career, and I just didn't want that to be me.
Okay, so that's Michelle, and we have Dr. Ortiz in the middle.
And me. Yeah, and we're behind him, which we should be behind him because, he's the star of the whole show. And then, and then I put that little and sign, that weird, whatever that's called. I put that in there.
Nice.
And it was supposed to be CO, not company.
Right.
Which is where our address, eliasortiz.co, because that was actually our name. And then it kind of morphed into this, but yeah, it's beautiful.
Love it. Okay, cool. So there you go, you guys. That is Dr. Ortiz, Michelle, and Janese in the logo. If you didn't know that, a little backstory. So thank you for sharing that. And then okay, so you guys started the business, and then
it was it actually, because I was in sales and I was just focused on that, continuing it, and you guys, we didn't have any patients except for the ones that we had to pay Sandy's son and the family. So we didn't have any on our own as the EOC. And I'll never forget, we were going to take 5 people from a lighter me, right? And I'll never forget, Abraham was on the steps out front of the Grand Hotel. And I said, what are you doing? And he goes, and everybody's behind him. And I'm like, Abraham, we don't have any patients. He had everybody. Doctor, and I said, what are you doing? We're supposed to only take a few people. And he goes, no, Dr. Ortiz, so we can take everybody. And I'm like, okay, no. sounds good to me. I got it. So, but it was, I'll never forget being so shocked that behind him were all these people on the stairs, right?
Everybody.
Yeah.
They're like, well, we're coming.
Yeah, so we got to bring everybody at first. Yeah.
That's so nice. And then, so you still stayed coordinator for a little while?
I did. I was a coordinator, I don't know, maybe 2 years. I don't remember exactly how long.
Right.
But we were growing so much, and I had been working people that don't know me don't believe this, but I had been working nonstop since 2012 when I started.
Yeah, I believe it.
And I never really wanted a job.
Right.
I mean, I was a nanny. I got to go. I had Disneyland passes, for heaven's sakes.
Nice.
And I live at the beach, right? So that was my life, going swimming, going to the beach, going to Disneyland, going to the park. I mean, I was paid to be around kids that I adored.
You were paid to just go have fun.
Yeah, and I told Sandy when she offered me, I'm like, you know what? This sounds like a real job. Like, I don't really want to.
I love
that.
But
yeah, I started doing it just on the weekends, and then it just got too busy, and I had to quit my nanny job. So
right, and then so you handed off the ropes, and you handed off your Queen of Sales crown over.
I handed it over, and Michelle, you guys know she's the fun boss, number one, and she's amazing at everything she does. Her and I couldn't be more opposite.
Right.
Like, I'm extremely emotional. I cry over TikTok and Facebook crap.
Right.
So, yeah.
But that's what I think that's what makes a team so special, is because you have to be different, and if you see TikTok or Facebook comment and you cry about it, Michelle's going to get the bullies. You know what I mean? Like, I love that you all have each other's back,
then I see things coming. Somebody will say, because I'm up late at night. Like, I don't go to bed till like 4 a.m.
Yeah.
But I'll see a comment come up and I'll think, oh, shit, Michelle's going to get up. And people know, right? And I'm just like, why did they say that? Right. And actually, I have stopped feeds before where it's just gotten out of control.
Yeah.
And then I've texted Michelle when she gets up, hey, by the way, there's a note, blah, blah, blah. Yeah.
Yeah, right.
But there's a lot of them that I want to stop. Yeah. Well, I don't.
It's it's the good and the bad of the internet. You know what I mean? You can't make 100% of people happy 100% of the time. And there's always going to be a little bit of drama, and if it wasn't, probably a little bit boring. But we do try to keep it regulated and as happy and as positive as possible.
Amazing.
Yeah, for the size of the group we are, collectively in bariatrics, in plastics, in Facebook, in now with TikTok, it's huge. We've got a huge audience there.
Yeah.
I think for the amount of eyes that we have and the social media footprint that we have, for the most part, I want to say it's like really a pretty peaceful place. But, the bigger you get, the more haters you also get. That's just life. You know what I mean? No matter what field you're in. No matter what field 100%. You're in, it is. But,
when we first started, I took everything, back then we had the Facebook page. I just took everything personal because it was mine.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean?
Yes.
You know what I mean? I didn't have all these other people like, let's blame so-and-so for this one. So I took everything super personal.
Yeah, but now you your skin's a little thicker and you're getting just, you're used to it now.
I just know that everything's everything's run so awesome.
It's like a well-oiled machine.
Right, with Michelle and Andrea, who was our plastics coordinator way back when. And I just have so much faith in them that I don't worry about it.
Yeah, that's great.
Which is good.
Good. Yeah. Janese, we just have a guest that's just walked in. Nicole.
Yeah. Hey, Janese, how are you?
Nice to see you.
You too. I feel like I haven't seen you forever.
That's what I was going to say. You guys probably haven't seen each other face to face in a long time.
Since probably the conference that we did, maybe. Well, was it the conference?
Dr. Ortiz's wedding, I think.
Oh, no, yep. Okay. Right.
But since then,
that was a long time. That was a long time ago.
A long time ago. Since then, you've both had face surgery with Dr. Spina. So let's talk about that in a second. But Janese, can you let us know? So you started as a patient, then you became a coordinator. Now you're co-founder. You've had weight loss surgery. The company's doing amazing, and now you're like, I want to have plastic surgery. So can you tell us your plastic surgery journey?
Well, 10 years ago, I had my face and my tummy tuck and my boobs done, but then, it was 10 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
So then we opened, when we opened with EOC with Dr. Lazos, I said, I want to get all this redone.
Mm-hmm.
And so he did my back and he did my arms and my boobs.
Right.
And then it was amazing. It's still amazing. And then when Dr. Espino came on, I'm like, let's redo my face now. So, and I'm 67 now. So,
nice.
I'm much older. Yeah.
That's amazing. So I think, Nicole, you had your facelift first, and then not long after, I want to say maybe a few months later, Janese, you had yours, right?
Yeah, mine was October 9th.
There you go.
I was going to say, thanks for sending me in first to see how it went. That's so good.
We'll test it out on Nicole.
Yeah, of course.
And so how was, let's talk about your recoveries from plastic surgery and especially the facelifts, because right now, all on social media, Dr. Espino is everywhere. Everyone's loving his work and he's incredible. So what, between the two of you, because everyone's journey is different, everyone's recovery is different. That's the thing with surgery, it's not linear. So how were both of your recoveries like?
Well,
you want to go first, Janese?
Personally, it looks so painful. Well, all the surgeries look very painful.
Yep.
But they're actually not, and I know nobody believes that, right?
Right. I see that on social media all the time. They're like, "That's got to hurt," and I'm like, "No."
But it looks terrible. But the only time it really hurts if you're getting up or you actually want to do something.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm lucky because I worked from home, so I didn't have to do much. But the face, and I remember this with my first facelift. I had an apartment in Tijuana, so I was there, and I remember thinking, this is the most aggravating thing, because I was working and I thought I could put my, the phone to my ear. Well, you can't because you're all wrapped up. And here I'm thinking, I'm going to go to the apartment. I'm going to work. No. So, yeah.
And Nicole?
For me, I didn't really know too much about facelifts before I went into it. I thought, that might be something I might want done at some point, and then all of a sudden I had one. So I didn't have really enough time to research what it was going to be like, what the pain was going to be like. I had no clue.
Oh, yeah.
I had no clue.
Mm-hmm.
And I went in with a positive sort of mindset because, I didn't know anything else.
You didn't know anything.
No, I didn't know anything. I didn't know if I was supposed to look like that. I didn't know if I was supposed to swell as much as I did. I was just like, oh, well, I know he knows what he's doing, so I'll just go with it. And then I remember when I came out and Kayla's like, are you okay? And I'm like, I feel so, I felt
scared.
I feel so good. And Kayla's like, I don't know if you're supposed to look like that. Is she all right? And I'm like, no, I feel really good. And she said, well, you don't look great.
Right.
But yeah, it was a lot, right? But because I didn't know any better, I just thought that's how it was.
Yeah.
And so I went in going like that. I didn't have any pain either. Everyone said, it looks like it's hurting. The only thing for me the only thing that I found for me was I just started getting a little bit itchy. Like it was just like my nose, I didn't know if I could blow it. I didn't know if I could, obviously I couldn't really touch anything. So it was just the itch for me. And obviously my eyes swelled quite a bit. So for me, it was just the relief. It was like having conjunctivitis or pink eye or something like that. When your eye, when your eye gets sort of a little bit sticky.
Yeah.
That's the only thing that I really felt that was kind of annoying. So when the nurses would come in and I'd have them just clean it or bathe it, that was like relief. But that was the only thing that I would say that I felt. Unless, they say don't do exaggerated facial expressions, like don't turn your neck too quick.
That's hard for Nicole.
Well, especially if you've got Kayla as a sister, and, people are telling jokes and you're trying not to laugh and you're like, you can't open your mouth.
You could talk because after my mum and makeover and I had the muscle repair, you made me laugh the next day and I thought I was going to split in half, Janese.
Well, we're related. It's what happens. But there was no pain.
Yeah.
It was not painful at all. So people think it is, but it's not. There's no pain.
And I think we can talk as much as we want about the pain, and there's still like when I had my body done and they did the lipo, I had not seen what my body looked like, and then my mom was sitting there going, "Oh my God," and I'm like, "Shut up! Like, what are you doing?" And they were doing the massage, right? And I'm just fine, taking codeine or whatever, and she kept on, and I looked in the mirror and I'm like, oh my God, look what I look like. Right. But I didn't even know.
Don't know.
I didn't even, it looked like it was run over by a bus. But my mom had her face done. So I already knew, I'm from California, everybody has their face done.
Right.
So I already knew what to expect because she had it done.
Right, exactly.
And my grandmother had a facelift way back in the day. She had her hands done and her face done, and she's a twin. Ironically.
Nice. Not with your mom, though?
God, pardon?
Isn't her mom.
Oh, your mom's. Okay, gotcha. Right, I thought, yep.
No, my dad's mother. She's a twin.
Okay, right.
When the twin stood next to my grandmother, they looked 40 years apart.
Really?
But my grandmother had those lines where you have, like, I don't have lines because we know facelifts don't get rid of lines a lot. But I'm lucky because I don't have, like,
That's what I was going to say. When I first seen you and you jumped on the call, your skin is beautiful. Like, your skin
that's my genes. That's nothing that I do.
Right.
That's
nothing that I'm supposed to do.
No, I don't do any of those things. It's terrible. Yeah.
You're like, what's your skincare regime? Oh, soap and water.
No, I have all the stuff. Okay. I just don't
use it.
Today
I have all the stuff too.
Obviously.
Nicole's the same. Nicole's the same. Okay.
But can I say something on that, right?
Yeah, go ahead. Here we go.
No, my the skincare routine, and because it is something that you have to keep up afterwards, But I found that I was a little bit sort of sensitive after a surgery, and there's a lot of stuff that I can't put on my face now. There's a lot of moisturizers that I can't use, that I kind of break out, and I never really, I was probably starting to, but people have said maybe it's like either stress or the onset of adult acne.
I reckon she's going through menopause and just doesn't know it.
No, it's not happening.
Be quiet, Kayla.
I mean, I'm not even going to know. I'm telling you, I'm not going to know when it's happened. It's going to come and go, and I'm going to go, oh, is that what that was?
She's getting hot flashes of adult acne. She has no root. She doesn't know why.
I was going through perimenopause when I had my weight loss surgery because I was in 53, I think. And as soon as I had my surgery, I never had any other symptoms at all.
Really?
Oh, wow.
Nothing. Yeah.
That is so interesting. So the three of us have both had weight loss surgery and the three of us have both had plastic surgery. How would you say the recovery, what's the biggest difference in recovery? What would you think, Janese?
Well, when I had my weight loss surgery, I was back to work with my boys as a nanny.
Oh, yeah.
And no, I was with another family then. But I was back to work, I think, the next week.
Wow.
I mean, I had trained the little girls how to get on the couch on their own with a little bit of help. I lowered their high chairs. I couldn't miss a lot of work, right? And so, but it was easy. I mean, I had my gallbladder out. I've had a cyst, rupture. I've had all those things. So, and I'm not afraid of anesthesia.
Yeah.
My mom was curious about that. Like, why aren't you nervous? And I'm like, I don't know. I don't know why I'm not nervous. Surgeries don't make me nervous.
That's good.
Yeah, I don't know why.
Well, I think because like you're having surgery from people that you personally know and they're talented and the team extensively. So it's like you literally trust them with your life. I mean, we all do when we go have surgery, but it's the fact that you actually personally know these people. So you're like, it's fine. And I think
I see it. I see it
every day.
That's what I was going to say. I think we get desensitized to the fact of surgery. It's just something that's just so normal because we see it every day. We're around it every day. So it's just like, we're getting rolled into the OR. People are like, oh my God, I'm so scared. And we're just like, hey, see you in a few hours. Like, it's just, it's different when you're around it. You do get a little bit desensitized to it.
Yeah.
But I would say probably like the biggest difference in recovery, obviously there's like a physical, difference because you have to, with plastics, obviously you're very limited in what you can and can't do. But I think plastic surgery is a lot more mentally challenging than weight loss surgery.
100%. And the thing is too, as soon as you get feeling good, that's when women start. I mean, I'm good at not doing nothing, right?
So is Nicole.
Me too. Love it.
Yeah, like I'm totally good. And I actually recovered at my ex-boyfriend who actually still lives in my house in Orange County. But I went to him with the dogs and everything. So he did everything.
Nice.
Like he bathed me, wrapped me. I mean, he literally did everything. So I think I had it easy. It's just, you can't move. Like you can't.
Yeah.
Yeah. When I had my arms done.
When you start to feel good is when a complication will happen. So you really got to take it slow.
Yeah. And they knew that. And the other thing is too, I couldn't afford like to have any complications because what if somebody wants to see or, a patient? So like I literally, but I'd be on the phone with Cindy, like, because I don't want to complain to everybody else, right? So I'm like, Cindy, what do I do about this? What do I do about that? And she gave me some really super good advice about what, these T-shirts for the arms. But literally without her, I didn't have anybody else to complain to or ask questions because Andrea's so tough, right?
Oh my God, she's so tough.
God love her.
She was my coordinator too. I was too scared to ask her questions as well. I'm like, Google.
No, and I think she was in the Army, right?
Yes.
Was she in the Army?
Yes.
Okay, I was in the Air Force. We're the last to go in and the first to come out.
Yeah.
Not the Army. They're tough.
Yeah,
they're tough. Yeah. So
I'm
an Air Force girl. I'm spoiled.
Yeah, no, Andrea,
so you'll be okay.
Your arm could be falling off, and Andrea's like, well,
it's normal.
It's not totally off. Just keep it clean and dry. Okay.
And I just wanted to whine and get attention.
Right.
And so to whine and get attention, that's who you call is Cindy Rios, right?
Oh, God bless her. She's an angel.
Oh, yeah, and she's a nurse, so she's amazing. And if you're crying and whining, she can't tell anybody because she's a nurse, right?
Right.
You're protected, so yeah.
That's so funny.
What would you say is recovery, the difference between the two?
Look, I didn't have a good time with weight loss surgery, do you know what I mean? But I think it's because...
With the recovery.
With the recovery. After waking up, you know what I mean? I didn't feel so good, but it turned out it was maybe one of the pain medications or something like that I didn't realize I had a allergy to, let's just say. And it was trying to work that out. So I actually felt I was sore. I didn't like waking up the next day. I was like, oh, this is terrible. I'm in so much pain. Like I was just complaining.
I was shocked because after my weight loss surgery, I was just like,
and then
I was Nicole's companion, and she's just like, and I'm like, what is wrong with you?
I'm like, this is
get
terrible.
Up and do a TikTok with me. Come on, get up and do a TikTok.
Yeah. I'm like, this is terrible. I'm like, I couldn't fall asleep. I was sitting up. I was standing up. I was sitting down.
I'm like, this can't be real life.
I was sitting on the toilet.
Like there is no way.
And I wasn't going to the toilet. I was just sitting there because that position felt good.
Yeah.
I couldn't even lay in the bed. I said to Kayla, sit in the bed so I can sit up against you so I can lean on something. And she's like, huh?
I'm like, what is going on?
It was horrible.
Yeah.
And then
with the bariatric surgery, you had all those.
Yep.
Yes, Janese. I was shocked.
So then
I was shocked because also she's a pretty tough cookie. So I was like so shocked, and she kept saying, "My leggings are cutting in." I'm like, "You're not wearing leggings. You've got a hospital gown on." She's like, "I know, but if I was wearing leggings, it feels like it's cutting in right."
Because they were saying, "How do you feel?" And I said, "It's the leggings, you know."
Like she was.
It was so hard.
Because it was a breeze for me. So I was just so shocked. I was like, "Ain't no way."
Me too. Yeah, me too. It was easy.
So then I met Dr. Espino's team, right? And I was saying to her, right, you know, like with the anesthesiologist, I was saying, right, this is how I felt. This is horrible. I've had breast implants before. That hydrocodone, whatever it was, made me itchy. Like I'm tramadol. She's like, oh, you might have an allergy to opioids. And I'm like, okay. She goes, well, we'll use something different on you. And I'm like, okay. Like didn't. Okay. Yep. So I remember, I swear to God, when I came out of anesthesia from my face surgery, I woke up and the first thing I thought of was her. I was just like, I love her. Like, that's the thing I thought. I was like, I love her. And then I thought, she took such care of me, like such good care of me. And then I thought, I feel really good. Yeah. And it's because I felt so bad the first time.
Right.
That I felt so, so good. I was just like, this woman is amazing. And from there, that was it. Like, it was night and day waking up for me.
Can I tell you, a couple of weeks ago, we had, I think 2 or 3 weeks ago, podcast episodes ago, we had Dr. Rios, anesthesiologist, Dr. Juan, and Janese. I learned so much from him. I knew that they were really an important part of the process, but I didn't know to just what extent how important they are to your surgery. Like he said, you know, we ask so many questions beforehand so we can know for you what I need to do for your surgery. It's different for everyone else. Well, what kind of anesthesia do I need to administer? How do I need to administer? And it's good that obviously she picked up on that didn't work for you. So like there's just, oh my gosh, they're so extremely knowledgeable and talented. So if you guys haven't watched that podcast, go watch it. And same goes for bariatric surgery as well. Like it's all, the anesthesiologist plays a huge role. And I think that's the biggest thing people are also scared of with surgery. They're like, oh, I don't want to go under. I'm so scared I'm not going to wake up. But the way he explained everything in that episode, I was just like mind blown. Wow.
Sometimes people will ask, oh, what type of anesthesia am I going to use or am I going to have? And I'm saying, listen, we don't know yet. I don't know yet because you're going to have to get down there. They're going to talk to you. They're going to talk to you about your allergies. They're going to talk to you about your medical history. And then they're going to decide after you've actually physically spoken to them what they're going to use.
It's not a one-size-fits-all, which I think is something that not a lot of people realize. I didn't realize it until just a few weeks ago, to be honest with you. So
I had actually, when I was a nanny, one of the families I worked for, he was an anesthesiologist for plastic surgery in Newport Beach.
Nice.
So he said that he was angry because he's the most important person in the room.
Yeah.
Right.
And the DJ, apparently.
Right. And nobody asks, well, who's the anesthesiologist? Now, we have the best in the business. We have Malagon, and he came from a very knowledgeable, amazing weight loss surgery at Angeles Hospital. But yeah, he said nobody asks who the anesthesiologist is. And that's the most important person in the room because they're
keeping you alive.
And blocking your pain.
Yeah, they're keeping
Yeah.
Everything.
And
so
waking you up.
When you say Malagon, I'm not sure how to. Malagon.
Angel Malagon.
Yes. Well, he is an angel because I see a lot of people on the page saying, oh, I was so
he
nervous.
Prays with them.
That's what I was going to say. They're like, I'm so nervous.
Yes.
And then he'll say, can I pray for you?
Oh, wow.
Yes.
I think that might freak me out.
No, but like some people,
Great.
but you got to understand, like a lot of people are quite,
religious.
We have a faith or whatever, they believe in. And so he will, ask, like, can I pray for you or with you? And like he'll take their hand and then say, and they say, do you know how special like he made me feel in that moment? Like, isn't that beautiful? Yeah. Like that is so beautiful.
He's very personal that way.
Yeah, I think that is so nice.
I adore him. Yeah, I adore him.
A lot of people do, especially again, because in that moment, people are so nervous and they're nervous about the not waking up. So it's beautiful that he does that. I think that's really wonderful. Okay, so we're going to wrap it up. But one quick question, Janese. You said like you've been around, you Southern California, you're close to the border, you were back and forth with Mexico. So medical tourism wasn't like a big deal for you. What advice would you give to people who are just kind of learning about medical tourism? What kind of advice would you tell people that say, oh, don't go to Mexico? What's your advice?
Well, it's weird because when I started this job, with Sandy, I had a lot of people saying, "Oh my God, Mexico is so dangerous, and I don't want." And I called Sandy and I said, "What is this? Like, why are people afraid to go to Mexico?"
You were just oblivious.
I've been going for years, right? As a teen, we used to drink there, and so I didn't quite understand what the fuss was about.
Yeah.
So, anybody that's going to, I don't know how to say this nicely, but
just say it.
Our media, you can cut it out if you want. Nope. Our media, they should be warning people about going to cities
Chicago,
here.
Detroit,
well, because one thing they don't do there is some of the stuff we do here. So they have the cartel. By the way, we have gangs, so they have cartel. Yes, that stuff's all coming here, right? I watch contraband across the border. It's so interesting. But anyway, so we're we're in zone Rio. Like, we're very safe there. We're not walking around looking for drugs and all that kind of stuff. But I used to, when I would go, we had to walk through the riverbed. It's different now, obviously. But I mean, we hiked to go to, what's it called, the street now? I can't remember.
Revolution.
Yeah. We used to walk all that way from the border. Because I never brought a car across there. Like never. I park at the Jack in the Box all the time. It's been there that many years. Yeah. But yeah, so there's really no reason. It upsets me because I know that our surgeons, 100% I know this with my heart, and it's not because, I work with them and all that. We have the best surgeons you're going to get. I don't care what country you live in. You can't get, obviously after Ortiz, trains people all over the world, right?
Yep. Mm-hmm.
And Lazos has brought in this, he trains everybody to be his assistant, and then they want to go out and be their own plastic surgeon. Yeah. So he trains them, and he's such a perfectionist.
Mm-hmm.
So when people say that, I'm like, well, where would you go? Like Cleveland? I'm not, nothing against Cleveland, but not only are we cheaper, but we're better.
Right.
But price doesn't matter. And with plastic surgery, we might not be cheaper, but my mom went home the next day with a facelift and then ended up with a big seroma. Now we went to the doctor and all of that, but it was, it was scary at the time. But it's like, I just don't understand the fear, but I guess because I was raised in it.
Yes.
So I really don't. And I also don't go to this country, don't go to this country. I walk out the door and be in a drive-by. My son lives in LA. Let me tell you. I'm from Orange County. I don't go to LA.
Right.
I mean, downtown LA is one thing, but there's every night when I go on TikTok, there's something going on in LA. So you can't say don't go to Mexico. That's like saying don't go to the US, not just dangerous places. They lump every state together, and you can't. It's a big place. You can't lump every place together.
That's so true. And I think there's a lot of fear mongering, but also what I think is starting to happen as well, Janese, and I think I seen you comment on a TikTok post, and I was like, yes, Janese, and it wasn't our TikTok, it was another TikTok. I think surgeons in the US are starting to get a little bit.
Oh my God. I'm getting so angry.
Right. Because surgeons will be like, reasons not to go to Mexico. And it's just like, because you're getting scared because they're doing better work than you and they're cheaper and they're taking your business. So now there's this whole big fear mongering thing with surgeons. US surgeons are like, don't go to Mexico. They're not board certified. And it's just like, I think you're just shaking in your boots.
I want to come out and fight them.
Yeah, I know. I seen you in the comments.
My guys, right? And literally I'll say, excuse me, we're a little nervous about if you guys didn't charge $100,000, you can pay $100,000 and get, I think our facelifts are as good as Kris Jenner.
I would agree.
I mean, 100%. I don't,
I'm going to say that I actually have had some patients from Beverly Hills come that have had consultations from different surgeons in Los Angeles, and who have had friends that have had surgery in LA and then have come to Dr. Espino, got his recommendation, which some of the things that he suggested the LA doctors didn't suggest, which is what she wanted anyway, right? And when she did come, she was like, thank God I cancelled my
because you've had them booked with other surgeons and they're like seeing Espino's.
And they're like, I'm jumping ship. And they jump ship and they come over to him and they are so happy.
And let's be honest, if you're having surgery in Beverly Hills, if you're scheduled for surgery in Beverly Hills, the money's not an issue for you, right? So you're not going to Mexico because you're saving a buck. You're seeing the work and you're like,
hang on a second.
This is how I want to look.
She was like, my friend's gone there. I can afford to go there, but I don't really like the way this has turned out.
You want to go to the best. So
right, exactly.
Yeah. And they're doing their research, so they know.
Why aren't celebrities coming to us? Like, who's doing the faces of some of these people?
Honestly, I think it's a matter of time. And honestly, I see it in the comments all day long. They're like, why didn't Madonna go here? Why didn't
or did Dr. Espino do Lindsay's face? Did Dr. Espino do Christina Aguilera's face? Yes. Is this the surgeon that did theirs?
And I'm like, we can't confirm or deny because really, if they did, there would be an NDA and we can't confirm or deny. So maybe they did, maybe they didn't.
Well, the other thing is too, U.S. surgeons, like they'll say, oh no, takes 2 procedures.
Right.
Like have surgery and come back and they want your money. They want your money twice.
Yeah, exactly. I'm so glad that you popped on here and I'm so glad that, everybody gets to now meet you because you are such a delight.
Nobody cares.
No,
yes, they do.
Everybody
cares. There are still patients that pop in and say, Janese was my coordinator.
That's what I was going to say. Yeah, there's still those long-term patients that are like, hey, Janese was my coordinator. Yes, exactly.
Oh, I have them all on my personal Facebook.
I love that. I love that.
Like a lot. This was back in the day when we weren't afraid to do that.
Right. Now.
And they talk to me, in messaging, and they'll say, hey, can you help me with this, or how you doing, or, whatever.
That's nice. I love that. I love that. Well, we'll let you go because I know you got all your puppies too that are probably
they're still
hungry.
wandering around the house.
Where is she? Where is she in her arms by now?
I never Yeah, I never come in here. So they're like, yeah, we don't know about that room.
They're freaking out. They're going to have separation anxiety. So we'll let you go. But thank you so much, Janese. It was such a pleasure.
Thank you.
Yeah,
good to see you.
Let us know.
It was nice to see you, Nicole.
Yeah,
I never
too.
see. When I see Kayla, but whenever I see her in person, I run away.
Everyone runs through me.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, I'm just
Dr.
doing
Ortiz
my
is
job.
such a good sport. Dr. Ortiz is such a good sport. Oh my God.
Is. I'm surprised I haven't been fired yet, to be honest, Janese.
No, he secretly loves it.
Yeah,
he secretly
probably
loves it.
Probably. Yeah, no, I know.
He does. He does.
I keep pushing the envelope each time. I'm going to get him to dance one time. I'm telling you. I'm going to give him a dance, and that's the day I'll get fired.
Don't let him fool you. He does love to talk about his craft, and he does like to be the center of attention, for a TikTok or two. So.
And look, as he should, because he's, he deserves it. So
it's been amazing watching him grow from this young guy to who he is now.
Yeah. Well, you all should be proud. Honestly, Dr. Ortiz,
so proud.
Michelle.
It's like he's my kid. I'm so proud of him.
You guys should be proud of yourselves as well, because you've all done the hard yards to build EOC to what it is today. So
well, Michelle for sure is that. Thank you, Michelle.
Janese, you too. You've done the hard yards. Like you said, you worked since 2012 without taking a day off. You know what I mean? Like you built the system of how the coordinators work. You know what I mean? So you've done the hard work too. You all have. So congratulations, and you guys deserve all the success. Thank you so much. Yeah.
And we appreciate you too and all the coordinators. But Kayla, for sure, you were a find for sure. Yeah.
Oh,
and then you brought your beautiful sister.
My ball and chain. Oh, together we're a bit of trouble, but it's all good. It's all good. Well, Janese, I hope that you get to come on one of the cruises one of these days, because I think everyone would love to hang out with you. But I know you're a full-time pup mum, so it's really hard to leave them.
You guys are leaving Thursday, right?
We are. Yeah, we are.
That's what I heard. Yeah, Ortiz told me if I didn't go, he's gonna kick me out of the group. but Michelle knew I wasn't gonna. Yeah. Nobody wants to watch my dogs is the problem, because they're so sick.
Yeah, that makes sense. Well, you're a good dog mama.
Yes.
Yeah, you spoil
it's my life. They're my life.
That makes sense.
Gambling. Bye.
All right. Love you. Bye.
Bye, Janese.
Love you too.
You.
Bye, guys.
Bye.